What up YouTube, it's your boy Ace, also known as version 1v1. Doing a commentary again on Dead Rising 3. I posted this gameplay on the shop channel some time ago, but you know what, the commentary I just was not happy with at all. It wasn't there. You know, the X factor, it was just missing completely, and I was so freaking tired when I did that commentary. But anyway, I'm going to do this again, give you my thoughts on Dead Rising 3 because I've actually been playing it a bit more, progressed through the stages, progressed through the levels, and sort of my experience of what I think about the game. The game itself, I mean, a lot of people criticize why on earth is it 720p. The guys behind the game sort of you know, went through a whole sort of discussion why is it 720p. You know, there's so much there's so much stuff happening on screen, and for you to actually you know, for the console to actually render all the stuff that's happening, and for it to take in all the stuff that's happening, to reduce lag, freezing and glitches and stuff like that, that's why it's 720p. I mean, that's understandable, but then for next gen consoles, a lot of people, you know, have that sort of thing. You know, by now you expect standard 1080p. I mean, that's the sort of the baseline. Yeah, a lot of people sort of like get pissed off with that fact because Dead Rising 3, you know, it's not a 1080p game. It's a 720p game. I mean, even though that fact kind of pissed me off a bit as well, I wasn't too worried because you know, I got what they were going for. I understand why they did that, and for that, you know, it's justified, okay. But the game itself, I'll be playing it for a bit now. I mean, it's a fun game. It's not the greatest game out there. I mean, if you want stunning visual effects, I'm gonna be uploading some Rise gameplay shortly as well because I'm playing the shit out of that game, and it's basically a movie. I mean, Spartacus, you know, all that whole sort of genre of you know, Rome, the Empire, you know, all this sort of stuff, and the story behind it is just quite, you know, deep and involving. So I'm definitely gonna be uploading that gameplay as well. As you can see, I'm just this is the actual first chapter O, so like the prelude or the prologue of the game. Put it on completionist, obviously, because I want to try and get all the collectibles, all the weapons, try and get as many achievements as I can as possible, while I go through the progress of the game. But going back to Dead Rising 3, it's a fun game to go for. If you want a game that you can just pick up, you know, create and sort of wield crazy ass weapons. I mean, put like a bunny rabbit on a jigsaw puzzle or some weird. I don't think you can actually do that in the game. I haven't actually got a bunny rabbit and a jigsaw puzzle and made that into a weapon yet. But you know, you get where I'm coming from. It's just weird. It's quirky. It's like, it's a fun way of killing zombies. So it basically puts the whole sort of zombie sort of genre in a sort of more sort of you know, comical approach. And it's a great game to go for. The whole sort of story behind it, you basically play this guy called Nick, and he winds up, after the whole sort of, you know, the outbreak of the zombie, you know, apocalypse sort of stuff, and he's in the city, he's going through the city. I'm not going to ruin too much of the story, but if you do want spoilers out there, all the synopsis, all the sort of spoilers are out there too, but I'm not going to be here giving you spoilers away. I'm not going to give you more about the story, but I'm only going to be talking about what's actually right now on screen. The game itself, it's ideal if you want to play that sort of like action-based game. Gameplay wise, I'll rate it in like a good high sort of mark. You know, give it like an 8 out of 10 on gameplay. Graphically, you know, it's not great. I mean, there's a few things about it. I mean, it feels a bit like I'm playing Dead Rising 2 a bit, but I mean, I get, you can see that they've done something. I mean, it's better than before. If you go back and, you know, play some Dead Rising 2, you're gonna see a massive difference. It's not gonna be as clean, as sharp, as concise as it is now, but it does its justice. It does itself justice. The game itself, visually, it looks pretty cool as well. I mean, even though it's 720p, they've made the most out of all this sort of frame rate, out of all the pixels, all the graphics on the screen, all the polygons in the screen, all the sort of stuff. Basically, they've done well. Okay, and a lot of the other sort of cinematic stuff you see in the game as well, explosions, firearms and stuff. Yeah, it works well. It works well. But yeah, anyone out there that does want to get a fun game, and the problem is a lot of people now, you know, I've got the PS4 now, been playing some of the games. And the sad thing about my PS4 gameplay is the games that I'm actually playing on it are games that I've actually finished. Assassin's Creed and Call of Duty. So pretty pointless me going through the games again. But apart from that, that's why a lot of my gameplay thus far is mainly focused towards the Xbox One, because there's games on there that I can't get on the PS4 and that haven't. And I'm not a 360 gamer, so these games that were exclusive games on the 360 or like Microsoft titles, I didn't even play the first time. So there's no way of me to say that, you know, I've already completed a portion, because the last thing I want to do is play a game all the way from the start again, and then, you know, like go through a game all over again. I mean, I've done it like before with like Need for Speed games like Underground, and did the whole sort of thing where you went to dominating all the tracks, and then trophies came out and that just took the piss, so I had to go through it all over again. Same thing again with Burnout. I did literally, I got my elite license, and then trophies came out and I had to go through it all over again. Numerous things that happened like that as well. For example, my gameplay data of the of Most Wanted, again Need for Speed as well. Fuck you, EA, up the ass. That something happened to that, and I had to go through it all over again, which kind of blew. But what can you do? You know, stuff happens. And also, I'm gonna alert this to anyone out there as well. If you haven't completely wanted, and you know that's Weapons of Fate, that is a reason why. Because that game is troll. It's just troll 101, and I couldn't even get through that. But anyway, getting back to Dead Rising, the last game we played as Chuck, really enjoyable as well. You've got the same sort of mechanics that you're seeing on screen. You're picking up stuff. You're taking you know, consumables. You're eating those things. The thing I would have actually expected of Dead Rising 3 is if he's gonna open it, if he sees a snack on the floor, sure, you've highlighted there's a snack. Why doesn't he go up to it and open it and then like eat like a proper person, or like is like a packet of crisps or something? Like you rip open the bag and you shove it down your mouth, because the last thing you want to do is standing there and go munch on a packet of Walkers, and at the same time you're getting munched on by a zombie. I mean, you've just seen that he's picking up some bottled water here, he's picking up some other stuff here. I mean, I was sort of like prepared for this moment, because I thought that at any point the zombie was going to attack and I would be like, hiya! Yeah, ninja, you know, Mighty Morphin style, kick that shit. But no, that didn't happen. So, anyway, you're still going through it. But yeah, and also when you're aiming with weapons as well, I mean, the vertical, it's okay, but then I would expect some sort of like 3D-dimensional sort of thing, you know, with like you got your wind resistance to it. I think I'm going a bit too technical. Wind resistance, a curve, the way that your arm leans in. I mean, there's a lot of mechanics that can put into a game like this. I mean, it's a zombie apocalypse game. There's so much you can do. I mean, I was speaking to one of my sort of friends and one of my work colleagues. What would be awesome to have a game would be like the mechanics of Tomb Raider. If you guys know what Tomb Raider is, I mean, play the new Tomb Raider by Crystal ID. Crystal ID, I thank you for one of the best games of 2013. You get that award right there. But then having those Tomb Raider mechanics in a zombie survival game, and also the way that you know you can sort of I mean, if you play Tomb Raider, you totally understand where I'm coming from. Where you've got those mechanics, the way that it feels, the way that you move around the screen, you know, literally everything about it. I mean, that mechanic and that gameplay, but it's set in a zombie environment, would probably be one of the greatest games ever made. But with Dead Rising, I thought that the Dead Rising 3, they're going to do something a bit special. It's going to be unique. It's going to be different. But a lot of the stuff is it's the same as before. I mean, if you're playing a brand new launch title IP like this, it's an existing IP, but it's Xbox One. It's next gen IP. So, you know, what I want to see a lot more in-depth sort of stuff. You know, I mean, he's picked up the rent. I mean, even you've seen him jumping right there. Why can't he jump like a proper human being? I mean, it's too cartoony. That's what I find with this. I mean, I want to see more realism. I want to see, you know, more action, really. I mean, there's a few parts you might see in the game. I think, especially in this level, because it was the first time I was actually playing this and I didn't actually understand the controls too much. But you're gonna see me sort of struggle with that, and I did find some of the parts where sort of like, you know, wow, shit, damn, zombie, what do I do now? Apart from that, it was okay. I mean, I'm playing the game so far now. It's fun, but I'm slowly losing interest. I've jumped onto Rise now. Rise is a lot better. It's got a nice story behind it as well, and it's something that I can sit, I can play, and I can enjoy. With Dead Rising, it's fun for like an hour, and after an hour you're like, I'll move on to the next game. That's the only bad thing I found about it as well. I mean, I was playing the other games I was playing as well. I've got a ton of other games to play, but I've played New Call of Duty on the Xbox. I'm going to be doing a video about that, showing you the comparison between the Xbox version and the PS4 version. My personal sort of opinions about it, and in terms of graphic, in terms of gameplay, and in terms of just general feel about the game. And also the same thing goes with, I haven't done Battlefield yet, but I'm definitely going to do Battlefield. This is one of the things I was talking about earlier, where getting a grip with the controls. I'm going to speak about this a bit more. When a zombie actually attacks you, it would be cool to have some sort of thing where you're pressing numerous buttons. Like, for example, a little thing comes up, you have to press triangle. Sorry, I need to put this in there. There's no triangle on Xbox. Oh, damn. Okay, Y, X, A, and B or something, and you press that sort of command, and it does something. So, for example, it's like The Walking Dead. Yeah, I love The Walking Dead, love the show, but something like that where, say for example, I'm like, Michonne gets attacked. You press this combination, and she pulls out the that katana, and you just see you can go whack, and the zombie head just goes flying off. I mean, that would be pretty awesome, just to see that sort of cinematic sort of thing that just pops up, and then it'll feel more authentic, and it'll feel better as well. I mean, that would be just ideal to have a sort of game like that. But again, it's just extra stuff that they could have done with this game to make it so much better and to feel like a real zombie survival game. I mean, I want to sort of like go back to the earlier sort of zombie survival games. I mean, you've got like things like the old Resis. The old Resis were just beautiful. I mean, even for the time, if you compare it to now, obviously it wasn't great, but for its time, it was just sublime. You had basically a proper zombie survival game, not something that obviously you just walk through, you slash up thousands of zombies and found something here. I mean, I'm a big fan of Chinese food, so I had to just grab the Chinese food in the video there. But yeah, I mean, something like just extra mechanics in game, that would have been awesome. And things that you do with weapons here as well, and the way that it feels. I mean, maybe like change the camera angle where it's third person but it's over shoulder. I mean, it sounds like I'm trying to make Dead Rising into Resident Evil, but then that feels better. It's like, if it's a third person based thing, I want to sort of feel that sort of anticipation, that sort of action where zombies just go at you, and then you have that sort of thing where you like, shit, I should act now. Do I roll? Do I counter? Whereas this, a zombie comes at you, if it grabs you, you're losing health straight away. I mean, if a zombie grabs you, scenario-wise, if a zombie grabbed me, what's the first thing I would do? I would like try and push it away. I don't think it'll eat up my life, but I mean, if basically you have the sort of struggle where more zombies, because you're making that kerfuffle, you're making that sound, more zombies will come towards you, and that will create more zombies. So basically, your mission right there is to try and push the zombie off, and maybe have some sort of gorge. Like, so for example, you play some of the wrestling games out there, or some of the boxing games out there. I mean, find out, when you're moving, when you get knocked out and you move left or right, if you're trying to like level yourself in the middle, some sort of mechanic like that would be ideal for this sort of game, where you're trying to like force the zombie off you, but using that sort of controller, or using maybe a motion sort of thing to push the zombie off you. That would be much more involving, and it'll make the game a bit on edge as well. So you don't want to be caught by a zombie, because if you get caught by a zombie, it's going to alert other zombies to your location, and it's going to attract more attention. And if you don't push the zombie off quick enough, you're going to be overrun with like a horde of zombies on you, and then that's it, game over. And even having this sort of thing, like, if you've heard about Dark Knight mode on Batman Origins, where I am the knight or something, where you have one life. So it's something like that, where it's like always on edge, your heart's beating, because the last thing you want to do in this game is die. If you die, it's game over. That will be epic. I mean, just epicness in like a ball of epicness. But yeah, I mean, this has been some sort of stuff that I've been. I mean, that's the end of the prologue there. So I've just run down some points about stuff that they could have improved in the game, things that they could have added. The game itself, if anyone's thinking about buying Dead Rising 3, is an ideal game to buy. I mean, it's fun, it's enjoyable, but then I have to admit, there's better games coming out. I mean, I'm disappointed that Titanfall is going to take so long to come out, and Destiny is going to take so long to come out, because those are some big games I'm waiting for right now. They're both brand new IPs, and from what I'm seeing, it looks really good. But then I'm not discounting Dead Rising at all. It's a fun game, but they should have done so much more with this. They had, I mean, they had enough time. I think they have enough time to actually put these mechanics in, and it would have made it a better game. But what can you do? I mean, there's not much I can do in terms of forcing them. I mean, you have to do this, but it's their game at the end of the day. If they choose not to do it, then it's up to them. It's not my decision. But yeah, this has been my sort of review, you can say, of Dead Rising. If you like the review, you can check out more reviews to come shortly on my channel. And that's been the product. I'm going to be uploading some more gameplay, and I'm actually going to be like doing some. I'm actually doing some live com with the next levels that I'm doing as well. But yeah, if you like what you see, check out the other videos on the channel. This has been your boy version 1v1, and as always, peace out.